If you're a man over 60 and you've noticed your circulation just isn't what it used to be, especially down there, this isn't just aging. It may be your body sounding an early alarm. I'm Dr. James Whitmore. After over 3 decades in men's health, I've walked alongside thousands of older, many of whom thought they had to accept fatigue, reduced intimacy, or poor blood flow as just part of getting older. But that assumption, it's outdated, and science is finally catching up. Now let me tell you a quick story. Just last month I met Gerald, a retired firefighter in Arizona. He came to me frustrated not just by a lack of energy, but by a deeper, sense of disconnection from his own body. Like many men, he believed the only options were pills or invasive procedures. But we tried something different. Something simple. Within 1 week, his circulation improved noticeably and his confidence returned. You see, there's growing evidence that certain naturally occurring compounds, particularly nitric oxide precursors, can rapidly improve blood flow, even in men over 60, and some of the most effective sources. Not expensive supplements, not fancy gadgets, just cold, refreshing ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. So what if I told you that one powerful drink, simple to make, backed by science, can support better circulation, vitality, and even mood in under 7 minutes? No blender, no pills, no complicated steps. Just a mix of specific fruits and vegetables that trigger a fast and natural vasodilation process, expanding blood vessels where it matters most. Stay with me for the next few minutes and I'll show you exactly what that drink is, why it works so quickly, and how to make it part of your daily rhythm starting tomorrow morning. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell. I'll be sharing more natural ways to restore your circulation, energy, and confidence without relying on prescriptions. And hi, if you find this helpful, just drop a 1 in the comments. If it's not quite for you, that's fine too. Leave a 0. I read every response because this channel is here to support you. Now let's move forward and explore the drink that might just change how you feel in your own body again. Now that you've stayed with me this far, let's take a deeper look at the cold drink I mentioned earlier and, more importantly, why it works. Because while it may seem almost too simple, the science behind it is anything but. You see, in my decades of experience, the most powerful solutions are often the ones hiding in plain sight. And in this case, it's a chilled combination of natural coconut water and fresh mint, to ingredients you've likely walked past in your own kitchen without a second thought, but together they create a cascade of biological responses that support circulation, nerve function, and emotional regulation, especially in men over 60. Let me take you back to a patient of mine, Richard, 68, a retired high school coach from Minnesota. Richard wasn't looking for a miracle. He just wanted to feel something again. More warmth, more confidence, more connection. I suggested this simple drink, which he skeptically tried for a week. What happened next wasn't dramatic, but it was real. He noticed not just better blood flow, but also better sleep, fewer tension headaches, and a calmness he hadn't felt in years. And here's why that matters. Coconut water is nature's electrolyte solution, rich in potassium and magnesium. It doesn't just hydrate, it restores. Potassium helps dilate your blood vessels, easing blood flow throughout your body. Magnesium, on the other hand, supports healthy nerve and muscle function. These two minerals are often deficient in older adults, especially those on medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills. When delivered through a hydrating base like coconut water, the body absorbs them quickly, usually within minutes. The result? Softer blood pressure, improved vascular elasticity, and less systemic inflammation. Now let's talk mint. Fresh, cooling, and more powerful than it appears. What few people realize is that mint activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and repair mode that's essential for circulation, digestion, and sexual function. Just a handful of mint leaves can help lower cortisol levels, calm anxiety, and redirect blood flow back toward your vital organs, including your digestive tract and reproductive system. It's gentle, but it's real. We're not forcing the body, we're helping it return to its natural rhythm. And finally, there's the element of temperature. Drinking this mixture cold isn't just for refreshment, it's about reflex. The body responds to cold with increased circulation, shuttling warm blood to maintain core temperature. That includes the pelvic region. So what we're doing here is creating a strategic trifecta: mineral support, nervous system activation, and circulatory stimulation, all from a single glass in under 7 minutes. What's more, this drink plays well with most medications. It doesn't interfere with prescriptions or cause unpleasant side effects. It's simply restoring what's often missing: hydration, electrolytes, and a little help in the right direction. And while this is simple, it's not simplistic. It reflects what modern physiology and integrative medicine both affirm, that true vitality comes from aligning with the body, not overriding it, of course. There's no magic bullet, but what you can do is build consistent, natural habits that nudge your body back towards strength, responsiveness, and ease. So tomorrow morning, before you reach for caffeine or meds, try this first. Just coconut water unsweetened, mint leaves over ice. That's it. And if you're wondering why men over 60 benefit even more from this than younger men, That's exactly what we're about to explore next. Now let's move forward. By now, we've broken down the science behind the drink, its ingredients, and why it works. But here's the deeper question: why does this matter so much more for men over 60? Why now, as the male body ages, its systems don't just slow down, they adapt. Some of these changes are visible, like graying hair or reduced muscle mass. Others, however, are internal and far more disruptive. One of the most overlooked yet impactful changes is the progressive decline in blood flow to the lower body, particularly the pelvic region. This isn't just about intimacy, it's about overall health, vitality, and quality of life. Let me share a case that might sound familiar. Thomas, a 71-year-old retired Navy engineer, came to me complaining not of erectile dysfunction or fatigue, but of a vague disconnection from his physical self. "I feel fine," he said, "but not fully alive." We ran no invasive tests. I simply recommended he start the chilled drink we've been discussing. After 10 days, he reported more than just physiological changes. He said he felt more present, more motivated, more himself. That to me is true healing. You see, poor circulation in aging men doesn't just impair function. It slowly erodes confidence. It chips away at the sense of vitality that fuels connection, independence, and masculinity. And unfortunately, most men assume it's irreversible, but the truth is, your body still wants to work. It simply needs the right conditions to do so. Now, let's consider why this specific drink is so relevant for older men. For one, cardiovascular health naturally declines with age. Arterial walls stiffen, blood vessels narrow, and inflammatory markers rise. Combine that with common age-related conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol imbalance, and you've got a perfect storm for sluggish circulation. What this drink does through hydration, electrolytes, and neurological relaxation, to offer a gentle reset, it expands blood vessels, reduces vascular resistance, and restores internal balance. The effects aren't aggressive, they're natural, but that's the beauty. It respects the body's current state while encouraging healing. What many forget is that circulation doesn't just carry oxygen, it carries identity. When circulation falters, men don't just lose physical function, they lose the drive to participate in life. That's why even a modest improvement in blood flow can have ripple effects. Better sleep, better focus, more willingness to engage socially or romantically, and perhaps most importantly, it's sustainable. No prescriptions, no risky procedures, no side effects, just a simple daily ritual that nourishes the body the way it was always meant to be nourished, with hydration, essential minerals, and nervous system alignment. It's this approach, respectful, deeply physiological, that makes it ideal for older men. It meets you where you are and invites your body to recalibrate. So yes, this drink supports circulation, but it also restores youth, a version of you that age may have dulled but not destroyed. Now let's move forward, because here's where things get even more interesting. How can this drink begin making a difference in just 7 minutes? What does the science say about such a rapid physiological response? The answer lies in how your body responds to cold, minerals, and neurological shifts all at once. Let's uncover the physiology behind this 7-minute effect next. Now that we've explored why older men need the support more than ever, let's break down how this drink works so quickly, often in just 7 minutes. This isn't hype, it's physiology. And once you understand how your body responds to temperature, minerals, and certain natural compounds, it all begins to make sense. Let me take you back to one of my former patients, David, 66, a retired airline technician from Colorado. He was skeptical, as many are, but willing to try something natural before resorting to medication. I explained that this wasn't about numbing symptoms, it was about tapping into his body's own systems. The look on his face, just days later, when he told me he felt alive in places he thought were gone, reminded me why this approach matters. So what actually happens? When you consume something cold, your body responds by initiating a process known as thermogenesis. Your internal, the effort to generate heat and maintain core temperature. This doesn't just keep you warm, it has a ripple effect throughout the vascular system. Blood vessels, particularly in the extremities and pelvic area, dilate to enhance blood flow. This vasodilation creates a rapid increase in circulation. That's exactly what men over 60 often lack. But temperature is just the beginning. The coconut water delivers two essential minerals, potassium and magnesium. These aren't minor players, they're critical. Potassium helps balance sodium in your cells, which in turn allows your vessels to relax and expand. Magnesium supports neuromuscular function, particularly in the smooth muscles lining your arteries and veins. Combined, they enhance the flexibility and responsiveness of your vascular system, something that declines as arteries stiffen with age. And then there's mint. This isn't just a garnish, it's a quiet powerhouse. Mint contains menthol, a compound known to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural recovery mode. This system reduces cortisol, the stress hormone that constricts blood vessels and suppresses circulation. By activating the parasympathetic system, mint helps redirect energy and blood flow back toward your digestive and reproductive centers area. often neglected under chronic stress. What makes this combination so effective isn't just the individual components, but the synergy they create. Cold exposure stimulates blood flow, electrolytes support vascular tone, and mint calms the nervous system, resulting in a trifecta that enhances circulation in minutes. This isn't speculation. Clinical studies on thermogenic response and nutrient-supported vasodilation have consistently shown marked increases in genital blood flow shortly after natural stimulation, and perhaps more importantly, they do so without the harsh side effects of synthetic drugs. This is when natural methods shine. They work with your body, not against it. No crashes, no dependency, just a nudge in the right direction using tools your body understands. There's another layer to this that we often overlook: the mind-body connection. As blood flow improves, men often report clearer thinking, more emotional stability, and even greater self-esteem. Why? Because better circulation doesn't just revive the body, it reconnects the brain, the heart, and the sense of self. So yes, this drink can begin shifting your physiology in as little as 7 minutes, but to sustain that benefit, to make it a part of who you are again, you need consistency and intention. And that brings us to our next step. Now let's move forward and talk about how to actually use this drink in your daily life. What's the best time? How do you build a routine that doesn't just boost circulation temporarily, but rewires your body for long-term strength and vitality? Let's uncover those practical steps next. Now that you understand what this drink contains and the science behind its rapid effect, let's talk about the real key to unlocking its long-term power: how and when you integrate it into your life. Because even the most powerful natural remedy won't work if it stays on the shelf. It's consistency and timing that turns this from a temporary boost into a sustainable transformation. Let me introduce you to Michael, a 72-year-old former construction supervisor from Georgia. When I met him, he was struggling with low energy, a lack of motivation, and a sense of physical detachment. He told me, "I know what I need to do, Doc, but my body just doesn't cooperate anymore." Together we crafted a morning routine built around this drink, and what happened in the following weeks was more than just a change in circulation. He reconnected with his vitality. He started walking again. He smiled more. So here's how to apply this in your daily rhythm. The best time to drink it: first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. This ensures your body absorbs the minerals and nutrients efficiently, without competition from other foods or beverages. It also gives your system an early nudge to optimize circulation throughout the day. Make sure the coconut water is chilled. The cold temperature is essential. It triggers the vasodilation reflex we discussed earlier, and instead of gulping it all at once, sip slowly. This gradual intake allows your nervous and circulatory systems to respond progressively, producing a more stable effect out for even greater benefit. Follow this drink with 10 minutes of gentle movement. That could be a walk around the block, a few rounds of stretching, or light yoga. This small bit of activity signals your heart and vascular system to engage more fully, enhancing the drink's circulatory effect, especially to the lower body. If you'd like to go a step further, pair the drink with a small, stabilizing snack, perhaps a boiled egg, a handful of almonds, or a slice of whole grain toast. These simple, nutrient-dense options help maintain blood sugar stability and extend the energy surge you get from the drink. Some men also benefit from a second serving in the late afternoon or early evening, especially if they deal with bloating, sluggish digestion, or post-lunch fatigue. The drink's hydrating and calming properties can improve circulation without disrupting sleep. What makes this routine so effective is not its complexity, but its simplicity. You don't need expensive supplements, elaborate meal plans, or high-intensity workouts. Just one chilled glass with fresh mint, paired with mindful movement, and you've laid the foundation for better circulation, better energy, and deeper emotional connection with your body. But here's the truth most people ignore: for lasting results, this can't be a one-time experiment. Your body thrives on rhythm and repetition. Gentle, daily actions stacked over time are what create true change. Within a few days, you'll likely notice more clarity, less fatigue, a stronger sense of you returning to the surface, and that's the goal: not just better blood flow, but a more grounded, energized version of yourself. You're not trying to be 25 again. You're trying to be fully present at 60, 70, or beyond. Now let's move forward. You might be wondering, does this really work for other men like me? In the next part, I want to share a powerful real-life story that might just reshape how you see your own potential for renewal. Let's dive into that transformation next. Let's be honest. Science is powerful, but real transformation happens when knowledge becomes action. And nothing speaks louder than the lived experience of someone who's walked the same path as you. Take Frank, 71-year-old retired truck driver from Ohio. After decades of battling type 2 diabetes, borderline hypertension, and sedentary habits, Frank told me he'd nearly made peace with the idea that his best years were behind him. His words stuck with me. Mornings feel empty, no energy, no drive, just .. quiet disappointment. And yet, that story didn't end there. Instead of diving straight into prescriptions or invasive procedures, Frank made a choice, a small one. At first he began each morning with the chilled drink we've discussed, coconut water with fresh mint. Nothing fancy, no powders, no promises, just one glass, followed by a short 10-minute walk around his neighborhood. In the beginning, there were no fireworks, no sudden boost. But by day 10, something subtle shifted. His post-meal fatigue faded, his blood sugar dips became less volatile, and most surprisingly to him, he felt more awake in his body. Not in a sensational way, but in a deeply grounded, peaceful way. By week 3, Frank said he began to look forward to his morning ritual, not just for the physical benefits, but because it gave him something to reclaim, control, and tension, a rhythm that had been missing. His story mirrors countless men I've seen over the years. These small, consistent choices, especially those grounded in hydration, circulation, and nervous system balance, create ripple effects far beyond the vascular system. They impact emotional stability, mental sharpness, and even relational confidence. What Frank experienced is exactly what this drink was meant to support: a gentle, sustained return to vitality through the synergy of nature and habit. It's not a magic pill. It doesn't override your biology, it works with it. And it doesn't promise overnight change. But it does offer a dependable path toward better circulation, stronger energy, and that subtle sense of being truly alive. Again, this is where the physical and emotional begin to merge. When blood flow improves, sleep quality often follows. So does cognitive clarity. You start noticing you're less reactive to stress, more motivated to move. And that morning spark you thought was gone, it starts to glow again, quiet but steady. The lesson from Frank's journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing to believe that even after 60 your body can respond. You just have to give it the right invitation. And give it time. Now let's move forward. If you're wondering how to replicate Frank's results, the next part of this video will guide you step by step through building this drink ritual into your everyday life. No confusion, no guesswork. Just a simple, practical routine designed to support lasting change. Let's break it down together. Now that we've seen what's possible through real stories like Frank's, I want to invite you to take the first step, not in theory, but in practice. Because true change begins not with perfection, but with action. And that's why I've designed a simple, science-backed 7-day challenge to help you reconnect with your body and your vitality, starting with one cold glass each morning. Don't mo pills. No appointments, no pressure. Just one chilled drink, coconut water with fresh mint, morning on an empty stomach. This is your invitation to reclaim energy, restore blood flow, and reconnect with your sense of well-being. I've seen this work in countless patients, but one story that comes to mind is Elliot, 69, a retired accountant from Oregon. He told me, "I've spent years managing everyone else's numbers, but never paid attention to my own health." His first week on the challenge wasn't dramatic, but by day 5, he noticed something had shifted. More morning clarity, less brain fog, and a little more strength in his daily walks. And for him, that was everything. So here's how it works. Each morning for 7 days, prepare your drink, chilled coconut water with a few fresh mint leaves. Sip slowly. Let it cool your system, hydrate your tissues, and awaken your circulation. Then, follow it up with 10 minutes of gentle movement like stretching, walking, or simply moving your joints. This movement helps amplify the drink's effects, sending oxygen-rich blood where it's needed most. And here's something powerful: track your journey. Write it down. Keep a short journal. How's your mood, your energy, your digestion? Even subtle shifts matter. Men often report sleeping better, feeling less heavy in their legs, and regaining a quiet confidence they hadn't noticed was missing. If you live with a partner, share the experience. When couples take on small health rituals together, the benefits aren't just physical, they're emotional. A shared purpose often becomes a lasting bond. And if you're on your own, even better. This is your space to lead your own transformation. What makes this challenge so effective is its simplicity. There's no need to overhaul your entire life. You're not committing to a diet or exercise program. You're simply showing up for yourself for 7 consecutive days. And that act alone sends a message to your brain, your body, and your nervous system. I'm here. I care. I'm taking charge. You don't need perfection. You just need momentum. The circulatory system thrives on consistency, and so does your emotional resilience. Day by day, these small acts compound. And within a week, many men notice tangible shifts: more alertness in the morning, fewer energy crashes in the afternoon, and a subtle return of that spark they thought age had erased. Of course, your results may vary. That's okay. The goal is not to become someone else, it's to become more connected to you. Now let's move forward. In the final section of this video, I'll share a few bonus tips to help you sustain and amplify the momentum you've started. From how to adjust the drink to your body's needs, 2 ways of integrating movement and mindset that keep your circulation and your confidence flowing strong. Stay with me. The best days of your life aren't behind you. They're still unfolding, one healthy step at a time. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want to leave you with something simple but powerful. Improving your circulation and reclaiming your vitality doesn't require expensive treatments, complicated routines, or dramatic changes. Sometimes, it begins with a single, consistent act, one that honors the natural rhythm of your body. A cold glass of coconut water with mint each morning might seem small, but it holds the potential to shift how you feel, move, and even connect with yourself. By embracing this practice, you're not just hydrating, you're sending your body essential minerals and calming signals that support better blood flow, stronger energy, and improved confidence. And over time, these quiet improvements ripple outward. You may notice a lighter step, a clearer mind, or a rekindled sense of hope. It's not just biology, it's you coming back into alignment with your strength. Remember, consistency is key. Make this drink part of your morning rhythm. Pair it with light movement, track your progress, and give your body time to respond. You'll be amazed by what changes when you simply show up for yourself each day. And don't keep this journey to yourself. Share your experience, whether in the comments below, with a friend, or within your community. When men support each other in wellness, we change the culture around aging, and we remind one another that it's never too late to feel strong again. If this message resonated with you, I invite you gently to click like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next steps in this journey. Every bit of support helps us grow and reach more men just like you, ready to reclaim their health, one powerful habit at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me. Your willingness to learn, reflect, and take action already sets you apart. You're not starting over, you're starting forward, and I truly believe your best days aren't behind you, they're just beginning. Stay strong, stay consistent, and stay connected to your health, your purpose, and the life you deserve.